putting up some impressive numbers out here now, 9 under for the tournament. Here it is, folks, the Green Mile, one of the most daunting finishing stretches in the game. It begins with a 506-yard par 4 16, a dogleg to the right, demanding a draw on the second shot to take on the water. Missed the green right, and it is a treacherous downhill shot to a green that runs away to the water. Good luck.
What a way to feel. Eagle on the previous hole, just swinging easy and just stripes another one. You playing with house money?
This is an approach shot that will really test a player. Second to the 16th. That's got to be disappointing. Good lie in the fairway, and the approach winds up in the bunker. Lie may have been a little more sunken in than we had thought, but all in all, not a bad shot out of the bunker. 8-foot putt here. Okay, didn't want to let that one get away. It is a par here at 16, and it'll stay at -9. So much can happen here at the 17th. Par 3, 223 yards. This is where tournaments are won or lost, and it's also the signature hole here at Quail Hollow. What do you think of it, Frank?
It's tough, Rich. It really is, because you have to make a decision. It plays about half a club downhill. That's 5 yards. And then the tendency is to try and aim it too straight, or in layman's terms, try and hit too good a shot. Please, just aim a little to the right. Put another yard or two on your tee shot to the right side. Just respect that. And then you'll have an outside chance of making 2. You will gain on the field. I promise you.
Good job to deaden it right by the hole, but he could not get it to go in. No problems there. That's a par here at 17. And he's going to remain 1 shot off the pace. There aren't many golf courses that are both menacing and beautiful. Quail Hollow certainly is in that category, and this is a great example. The finishing hole, 494 yards, the 18th. It's a downhill tee shot. It is framed by that nasty bunker on the right. The real trouble, though, and we've seen this with tournaments through the years that have come down to the wire, is that stream on the left. If you hook it a little bit too far, you're wet. Then there's that uphill second shot, and the stream is still in play. There's a lot going on here on this finishing hole. Well, had a good look at the green, but couldn't cash it in. In the rough now, wondering what might have been. Okay, safely in for his par at 18. And that'll be a final round score of 70. Well, Frank, our featured player, getting closer to that breakthrough. You can just feel it. Come up a little short this week, but that victory's out there.
It is. We have the best seat in the house, and we see that. I mean, the ability's there, but there's obviously just that little bit of doubt.
EA Sports and the Korn Ferry Tour are proud to showcase the finest young golfers from around the globe. From scenic Pebble Beach, it's live first-round coverage of the season finale, the Korn Ferry Tour Championship. We've got a full field ready to get rolling on this Thursday as we get a look at the early leaderboard. We've got a tie at the very top at 4 under to this point. Time to head out to the course as we pick things up on the tee at the long par 5 6th. Well within range from here, a second now to the par 5. That's what he wanted to do. After the tee shot, puts himself in really good position here on the par 5. Down on the course, let's check in with Notah Begay III.
Couple nice shots up to this point. Ball sitting in the fairway, looking straight at this beautiful green, sitting right against the Pacific Ocean.
Not much to this one. It's for birdie. Okay, nicely played. That's in for birdie here at 6. Tee at number 7, and Frank, this is the shortest hole in championship golf. It is also one of the most beautiful holes in championship golf.
Yeah, it certainly is, and people assume that short is easy, but just look how small that target is.
This from 7 feet. Yep, well done. That's in for par here at 7. And he'll stay at even par. We head now to the 416-yard 8th hole, one of the premier par 4s in golf. Fairway wood or long iron off the tee, giving way to a long approach over the cliffs and a yawning chasm below. And this, not the longest hole players will encounter, so just an iron off the tee, and it works out to perfection from the fairway. Let's go to Noda.
Beautiful tee shot, great position looking at this green, and there are no easy options here. You got bunkers up the left, bunkers on the right. You have balls that are going to find their way into the penalty area. Requires precision execution.
Going to have to take pretty much a full swing at this one with the putter, because this one is into the hill and the hole is cut back. Okay, good roll there. It is a par here at the 8th, and he'll stay at level par. We finished the front side with what is often considered the most difficult hole at Pebble Beach, 483-yard par 4 9th. Ocean all down the right and bunkers and deep rough on the left. No room for error here. Yeah, that's a beautiful tee shot. Now watch this go. Oh, it's going to trundle right on down the slope. From the fairway, Noda, this is second.
He's got 116 yards to the front of the green, 143 to the hole. Have to calculate the wind coming from right to left.
Now, that's an excellent shot. Inside that 10-feet circle, a little long, a little left, but still good.
8 feet remaining here for birdie. Yes, nicely done. It's in for birdie, and it's into red figures now at 1 under par. Now beginning the inward half here at Pebble Beach, and it is some start to this backside, Frank. A big, bold par 4, once again running the entire length of the Pacific Ocean along the right.
Yeah, visually it's stunning, no doubt about that, with the world's largest hazard there on the right. So your mind does go to the left side of this fairway, but you don't want it to go too far left. Those 3 bunkers, they're very much in play. But really aim in the left side of this fairway, because the fairway does kick to the right.
Beautiful tempo to that swing, and this is going to wind up squarely in the fairway. He's split the middle of the street on this one. He's going to have a good look. Second shot. Okay, not the intended plan there, as this ball is going to wind up a foot or 2 off the green. Well, those are the shots that turn what you'd like to be a leisurely stroll out on the golf course into a day of hard work.
Yeah, what could have been a tap-in is now going to be a grind.
Nah, got it out there too far. It was trying to come back, but couldn't get there. Okay, that one in for a bogey here at 10. And that's going to move him back down to even par. One last look at the leaderboard, Frank. Our featured golfer down but not out after day one.
Yeah, they might have to take the standing 8, though, or hit the reset button.
EA Sports and the Korn Ferry Tour are proud to feature some of the best young talent in the world of golf. From the world-famous Pebble Beach Golf Links, live second-round coverage of the Korn Ferry Tour Championship. Well, if we see more of what we witnessed yesterday, we're in for a heck of a battle these next 3 days as we show you the current leaderboard here on this Friday. A lot of folks fighting for the title, including our leader. So let's get out to the course as we pick up the action starting at the par 4 11. Second shot coming up. Let's check in for the first time with Notah Begay III.
He's got 95 yards to the front, 108 to the hole. Pin is very accessible here, right in the center of the green.
That's a disappointment right there, Frank.
Yeah, green light special, really. Come up considerably short.
This is a 9-footer. Okay, well done. It is a par here at 11, and he'll stay at 1 over. First par 3 now on the backside. Frank, this is sort of the forgotten hole, the 12th, 202 yards.
It is. It's in the corner of the golf course. If you look at the right side of the screen, it's very narrow, but that's actually the entry or the gateway. And the reason why I say that is that's the full width of the putting surface. If you're going to take the bunker on, you've got to carry the ball another 8 or 9 yards. But one thing in your favor is this hole plays 10 yards downhill.
Gonna have to give this a pretty good thump. Yeah, look how quick that was. Very difficult to get that to stop, even out of the sand, and that race is right on by. Not that time. Pretty good effort, but it'll wander a couple of feet by. So, a tough hole. That's in for bogey at 12. And that's going to move him back to 2 over par. Here we are, Pebble's 13th 401-yard par 4 that some consider a bit of a breather on the course. Birdie is definitely a possibility here. No issues here. That is into the fairway. Now Notah his second from the fairway.
113 to the hole. Looking to make up for that drop shot with a birdie here. Sand wedge takes flight, and I don't think it's going to carry.
And that's not exactly ideal. Far from a tap-in for his par.
You're being too kind. That's not at all ideal.
Well judged. That is in for par here at 13. And he'll remain at 2 over par. We arrive now at the 582-yard par 5 14th. It is one of the hardest holes on the PGA Tour, year in, year out. This is a bear. This up the right side off the tee.
That had to be in the rough the whole way. One more bounce back on the fairway.
Frank, a chance here to get home in 2, a chance maybe to do what Gary Woodland did on his way to winning the 2019 U.S. Open.
Yeah, Gary hit a great 3-wood, but I don't even think he was trying to hit that on the green. You look at that big gaping bunker left and short of that green. You would think that's to be avoided, but no. That's actually where you want to finish up because it's such a hard pitch shot. There's no point laying up. If you can get it into that front bunker, it's a relatively simple splash out shot. One of the few times you want to hit your second shot into a greenside bunker.
Okay, a good out, and that's what will remain for birdie. Now a 7-footer. That's going to slide by to the left. Good work to get into that position, but couldn't finish it off. No issues there. It is a par here at 14. And he'll stay right where he is. Here at the 15th, a good drive, Frank, would be right down the middle. A bad drive would be on 17-mile drive. As scenic as it is, it's not where you want to be, is it? It's out of bounds.
Well, you can't afford to go right. You can't afford to pay for that real estate on the right either. So, yeah, anything down there. And fortunately, it's a downhill tee shot. I know there's sort of 4 bunkers really down the left side, but really it's the pop bunker that has to be avoided.
Solid, a good drive in the fairway. So the great tee shot left him here. Now his second from relatively close range.
Just gave that way too much.
Okay, not particularly close, but a chance for the putter to do its thing. We welcome in Iona Stephen. This, a putt for birdie.
Yeah, this one's a little bit downhill overall, with a break from left to right to consider also.
Close. Couldn't ask for much more on that putt. Okay, a solid par here at the 15th. And he'll remain right where he is. So for our featured golfer, Frank, it is on to the weekend. Who knows, if you get out early on Saturday, try and post a number, see what happens.
Exactly. There's such a fine line, Rich, between playing well and sort of not struggling, but just mediocre.
EA Sports and the Korn Ferry Tour are proud to bring you this look at the future stars in the sport of golf. From breathtaking Pebble Beach golf links, third-round coverage of the Korn Ferry Tour Championship. Well, if yesterday was any indication, we should be in for a memorable weekend of golf here as we take in the leaderboard on this Saturday. We're looking at a tie at the top at 7 under par. So let's get out to the course, already deep into the round as we head to the tee on the par 4 15th. turning out to be a wonderful Saturday of golf here, and this, another fine tee shot. Good chance to get one in close from here. This, his second. Okay, on the green, but that's going to leave a putt that will get your attention.
12 feet still to go.
Oh, yes, a perfect putt there. It is in for birdie here at 15. And he's going to get this to 3 under par.
Par 4, 16th hole. Frank, what's the right play off the tee?
You don't need driver here for a start, Rich. It's a long iron or even, a fairway wood. Now, you see that big gaping bunker in the middle of the fairway? That's not really in play. 205 yards gets over that. But that's the line. If you look closely up the right there, those two bunkers, you just see a little sliver of the bunker, the left of the two on the right. That's sort of a no-no. So anything slightly left of that runs out about sort of 280 yards, that is prime.
He just keeps motoring right along. Another good tee shot right there. So now from just 76 yards away, here's his second. All right, on line all the way. It is a par here at 16. And he'll stay at -3. From Jack at the 1972 U.S. Open to Tom Watson, the same championship, 1982. A 182-yard par 3 penultimate hole at Pebble Beach has provided historical drama time after time. Okay, just left of the hole, and now a putt for birdie coming up. Let's bring in Notah Begay III for a look at birdie.
And he's seemingly had no problem with his reads all round long, so this shouldn't be too difficult.
That didn't need much more, but it does come up just about a foot short. He'll finish that one off with no problem. It's in for par. And he'll stay right where he is.
Wow, California's still golden depending on the view. And Frank, this one is hard to beat. 18th tee at Pebble Beach. Here we are.
It's a stunning hole, Rich. Not only a great par 5 because you have to make decisions on whether you want to go for this green in 2, but just how picturesque it is. The bunkers you obviously see down the left, just slightly right of the water. But those trees, the one especially in the middle of the fairway that you have to navigate with the tee shot, and the one short if you decide to lay up.
Now, after the big drive, this a good distance here for a second to the par 5.
Wow. And Frank, the views here at the 18th at Pebble get a whole lot better when you knock it on in two just like that.
Oh, that second shot's like a banana, too. It keeps turning left, and you've got to really pick a definitive line, and that was just absolutely ripped. That's the cruelest thing about this game, Rich. I mean, it's just now it's another shot.
Yeah, that's well played. It's a birdie at 18. And that is going to be a Saturday score of 66 for this third round. So for our featured golfers, some good playing and some favorable scoring conditions here on this Saturday. But they'll look up at that leaderboard and see they're still well back.
But I think the goal really is to try and shoot back-to-back great.
EA Sports and the Korn Ferry Tour bring you the best young talent in the world of golf. From the Monterey Peninsula and Pebble Beach, the big one, live final round coverage of the Korn Ferry Tour Championship. What a week and weekend this has been so far. Everything you want in a golf tournament. By nightfall, we will have our winner. As you take a look at the current leaderboard on this Sunday afternoon, some good names up there, including our leader. So out to the action we go as we catch up with our golfer on the tee at the par 4 13th. Yeah, that's a nice swing, and the result is going to be a tee shot that is set up just fine. Second shot straight ahead, and we go to Iona Stephen.
132 yards left to the flag. Pin tucked in the front left-hand portion of the green today.
That's got to be disappointing. Good lie in the fairway, and the approach winds up in the bunker. Yeah, that'll do just fine. Had a pretty good run at that, and par should be pretty well within reach. Okay, that's a good putt. It is in to save par. And he'll remain right where he is.
Frank, the 14th hole, par 5, it is one of the most difficult par 5s in championship golf, isn't it?
It certainly is, Rich. Not just because of the length of the hole, 570-plus yards, but reachable only really by the longest hitters in the right conditions. But it's the third shot. I've got to rank the third shot as probably the hardest short wedge shot, right up there with the 15th hole at Augusta.
So that sets up a tougher second shot, missing the fairway with the drive, now in the rough. And this is the third shot, about 125 yards away. Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one.
Gonna have to try and give this a good thump to fly it to the hole. Okay, pretty big swing necessary there, and that's not all that bad from that far away. Okay, good putt, and a par here at 14. And he'll stay right where he is. Next up, the 393-yard par 4 15th. Tee shot in the fairway gives the players an excellent shot at birdie, but be careful losing it right onto that 17-mile drive. That is made to measure right there, right in the center of the fairway. So not a whole lot left to go here as he'll set up his second to this par 4. And that's going to leave some work, but it'll end up okay.
This is an 11-foot putt.
The pace, absolutely perfect there. Down the slope, it's in for a birdie. And he'll move to 4 under. Now the heart begins to race a little bit because you know you're playing one of the greatest finishing stretches in the entire sport of golf. Starting with a 16, it's only 400 yards. If you can carry that island bunker, you can jumpstart your run to the house with a birdie 3. That will do just fine. A little under 90 yards left here for his second.
That's a head scratcher. That approach shot from relatively close in. I would have been looking at 10 to 15 feet.
Yeah, that's good pace. Just a little offline, but not too bad from that far away. Okay, that'll be a par here at 16, and he'll remain at 4 under.
th hole here at Pebble Beach, all about history and all about beauty. Frank, what's the best way to make that 3 and get onto that 18th tee?
Well, first of all, it depends where the flag is cut, on the right side or the left side, because really this green is like a figure 8 on a 45-degree angle. On the left side, it's a much longer carry, and you've got to really hit your tee shot properly to make the ball carry that bunker and stop in time. On the right side, you can see you go with a shorter club and the target is bigger.
That's going to be on the putting surface, and a birdie look straight ahead. Oh, missed it right. Just didn't have the right line. No problems there. That's a par here at 17. And he'll remain right where he is. Well, here we are now at arguably the greatest finishing hole in golf. 536-yard par 5, Pacific Ocean. Massive fairway bunker stretching more than 100 yards on the left, and cypress trees. Just a few of the things you need to contend with. That one looking a little right.
Errant tee shot here, Rich, but going to have to muscle this one out of the rough. Oh, so close to being good, that second shot, but now that tricky bunker shot.
So this one going to have to carry a long way. Oh dear, that looks thick in there. Okay, a good putt, able to save par here at 18, and this will be a 72 for this final round. So, Frank, this a solid week of golf, you'd have to say. They stuck around on the outskirts of contention, and ultimately it'll be a top 20 finish.
I think it's a good chance to have a little deep dive into the stats. Driving accuracy, is it not long enough? Maybe a few greens there, and
Now, from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, EA Sports coverage of the world of golf brings us to TPC Boston, here in the Boston suburb of Norton. With Frank Nobilo by my side, I'm Rich Lerner. Frank, as weekend golfers know, there's always part of your game that you're focused on, so I'll ask the question, what are you going to be looking at here today?
tee to green, Rich. I know people always say putting's important. I'm not going to say it's overrated, but tee to green. If you want to play good golf day in, day out, fairways greens. That's the secret. That got a fortunate bounce. It'll be just fine.
Now, from way down there, a good look at a second to the par 5. Got every bit of that fluid all the way there and got it to stop. Home in 2 on the par 5. Here's what's left, 23 feet now for eagle. EA Sports coverage of the world of golf brings us to TPC Boston in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts for this edition of PGA Tour Golf. Rich Lerner joined up in the booth by Frank Nobilo. Frank, there's nothing like it early tee time to get the adrenaline flowing.
And also, too, the golf course is perfect. Less divots. You don't see any sort of marks on the green. Greens are going to putt beautifully. There's also, the course is a little bit softer. It's got the moisture from overnight. And also, when they've cut the golf course, there's that really green, fresh smell, like it's brand new.
This is EA Sports PGA Tour Golf. Alongside Frank Nobilo, I'm Rich Lerner, and partner, you and I have called a lot of rounds of golf through the years. I know there's always something that piques your interest. How about today?
Rich, every day brings you a chance to do something special. And when we get to sit in this perch, that's what I look for. And I don't want to see the head going down. I want to see that every single shot is a chance to do something special. That could be a chip. Maybe the chip goes in. Maybe it's a 30-footer that goes in. Maybe a drive gets rifled down the fairway. Do something special.
Yeah, sensational shot here, on and two on the par 5, and Frank, a good look at eagle.
Well, you're exactly right, Rich. Two good shots into this par 5, and a chance to be more than well rewarded.
Oh yeah, that's how you take advantage of a par 5. It's in for an eagle 3, superb. So partner, as always,